All right, the Subcommittee on Energy, Climate, and Grid Security will now come to order. We're going to address today the American nuclear energy expansion, powering a clean and secure future. Chair will now recognize himself for 5 minutes for an opening statement. I want to thank all of you for being here. I call this hearing to set the table for what I hope will be bipartisan, durable policymaking this Congress to expand American nuclear energy and its many benefits for the nation. I think we're off to a good start. Just last week, Chair Rodgers, Ranking Member Pallone, Subcommittee Ranking Member DeGette, and I wrote a number of key nuclear associations and stakeholders to assist our efforts. We asked for comments and recommendations for what may be needed to update nuclear licensing and regulatory activities to provide for a robust and growing industry. The stakeholder information we seek will inform our work to deploy more nuclear energy. Just yesterday, several of my colleagues on this committee and I returned from a trip to Europe. We met with several groups excited about the promise of deploying more nuclear, especially advanced reactors like SMRs. And I believe the chairwoman will probably talk a little bit more about that. While many European countries are expanding nuclear power, Germany is actively shutting it down. Just on Sunday, stopping and closing 3 nuclear reactors. We cannot let this be the reality in the United States. Nuclear energy must be a part of our energy matrix. To expand the industry, it's vital we encourage regulatory certainty and make sure our reactor licensing processes enable the safe and broad deployment of nuclear technologies. This is especially important for advanced reactor technologies. The Department of Energy and the Nuclear Regulatory Commission play important roles to advance a new era of nuclear innovation. DOE and its national labs provide critical support to developing, demonstrating, and promoting advanced nuclear. The NRC, of course, is important to assuring the public of adequate protection of health and safety of our nuclear operations. I'm from South Carolina. My state's a leader in nuclear energy. Nuclear power is responsible for 54 to 58% of our electricity in the state and over 90% of our carbon-free electricity. We also are home to the Savannah River site, a DOE nuclear security enterprise site which supports our nation's nuclear weapons and environmental management missions. South Carolina also witnessed the failure of VC Summer. This project has created perceived risk of uncontrolled cost overrun and project abandonment, which has limited commitment to new reactor development in this country. We cannot let this concern inhibit nuclear deployment. Nuclear energy is by far our nation's leading source of carbon-free electricity. It's also among the most reliable sources of power, with a capacity factor surpassing 90% more than any other generating source. Being a leader in nuclear technology provides the United States significant geopolitical advantage and leverage. A robust nuclear energy export market gives America credibility to set global nuclear norms, the guidelines that ensure safe nuclear energy generation and exports. Despite this, growth in the U.S. nuclear industry has stagnated over the past decade. China and Russia are seizing this opportunity and doubling down on their nuclear investments. We cannot cede our global leadership to adversaries. We must prioritize modernizing our regulatory structure in the United States and do what is needed to encourage growth throughout the industry. We also look at what is standing in the way of demonstrating and deploying advanced reactors. Our engineers are developing new reactor designs that promise less expensive, more efficient, widely deployable, and walk-away safe technology. We must modernize our licensing structure and establish an advanced fuel supply to bring these technologies online. The U.S. nuclear fleet is operating at the highest levels of performance and safety in history. If you visit a nuclear plant, you'll see the commitment to their safety and their procedures. Let's talk about that experience today and how it should inform our policies. Our witnesses today provide testimony from different perches in the stakeholder community, from a leading DOE national laboratory to utilities and industry to policy think tanks. They can help guide us through some of the promises and challenges to expanding nuclear energy here in the United States. I want to thank all of you for being here, and I want to yield the remainder of my time to Mr. Fulcher from Idaho.